Hey everyone, today I'm coming to you from another abandoned home. Right behind me we have a pretty cool looking house, and it looked like at one point it was used for some type of organization or business. I'm going to do some digging on it like I always do, and hopefully we get some information I'll share with you throughout the video. So come along with us as we check out the remains of this abandoned home. It's a pretty nice looking house that has a stone exterior and looks like a stone fireplace, and the door is, it looks like at one point was boarded up, but it's pretty much open right now, so we're going to check out the inside. Okay, we have a nice set of steps leading up to the big porch here, which is covered in nothing but grass and moss and turf, fake carpet. We have a really nice big wooden swing on the porch. And by the looks of it, the roof is in pretty bad shape. And it looks like we have some handicap access. Okay, you can see the door was boarded at one point and somebody ripped it off, but I just want to show the thickness of this door. It's about 3 fingers thick. That's about a good 1.5 inches. Okay, so not sure what to make of this. It kind of gives off a cult-like feeling. Also reminds me of a funeral home too. Look at the size of those windows compared to that chair. Those are huge windows. And they're completely busted out. Now we did find some flyers on the ground here dated for 2007, and this is a picture of how the house used to look. Looks like it was pretty beautiful. I don't know if 2007 was the last time it was occupied, but a lot has changed in 11 years. We have some exit signs above the door, so I'm assuming it was some type of business or organization that was required by law to have those in here. There's that stone fireplace with a nice mantle on top of it. See that sign above the door?
Ministers, yeah.
Yeah. That was pinned up here. Ministers, Common Lodge. Looks like way more than District Secretary's Lodge. This has like almost like a hotel room type of vibe. We got a hallway with doors on either side of it. So here's room number 16. That's a different type of light switch cover. I don't know if there's any meaning to that. It's not in horrible shape. I mean, it's dated with the wood paneling and all the windows are broken, but I was expecting it to be in worse condition. We got a spider right here. And just the empty closet. Directly across from us we do have a set of steps going up, so we'll head up there in a little bit. And it looks like steps going down as well. I don't know if this was ever a home at one point. I'm guessing it probably was, but it was definitely converted into what you see it is today.
Another piano.
Oh, wow. So we have our first bathroom. A lot of people have been a lot of people have been complaining about me checking the toilets, so I'll do you guys a favor and not check this one. Looks like somebody was coloring on the keyboard. What's it say? Berker Brothers, New York. This is sitting on top of the piano. And right across from the piano we have this old, is that a dresser? Or maybe a vanity table or something?
I'm not sure.
Something for, I believe, a bedroom. It has some empty documents in here. Okay, we're going to continue on down the hallway, and there's also a clock too. What time is that? 4:19 it stopped at. Got some nice lighting in the hallway here. Like some mold is starting to grow on the walls. And we got a very busted open ceiling. Oh, okay. So we got another basement access, and that looks like it's pretty moldy. So again, we'll check out the additional floors once we finish up with the main floor. Oh, here's a nice room. This is room number 18. And it's wood paneling, but at least it's a different color. But it does have this really nice fireplace. So it's at least 2 fireplaces I've counted so far. Funny thing is, I don't see any overhead lighting in these rooms. They all have what seems to be just like wall-mounted fixtures that are turned on manually with this, with like a twist on the bottom of it. And here we have another bathroom. This one's a little bit bigger. So it's a combination bathroom and closet. There's some drywall and stuff on the ground. Look at that door. It's like it's shedding its skin. So we have a little walk-in closet here adjacent to the bathroom. Oh, got some butterflies and fish.
It's a nice custom mirror.
Hmm?
It's a nice custom mirror.
Yeah. Still got cups in here for rinsing your mouth after brushing your teeth, and some antibacterial soap. I really do like this mirror though. I'm going to try not to blind you guys with the light, but look at that ornate trim around it. That's pretty neat. And we have drop ceiling, which looks like later installed. Well, that ceiling looks like that ceiling is lined with chalk lines for probably the studs or the beams. Okay, so let's look at room number 18. Let's head directly across. Hopefully we don't fall through the floor. And there's a look where we came from. That's the door we entered upon. I don't know what the deal is with that door. This is all buckled.
Looks like the entrance was out there.
Oh, okay. Okay, here's room number 19. This one's in much worse condition. So it looks like the same hole in the roof up there is coming into this room as well. Lots of decay, mold. The walls are buckling, and that floor is just a pile of crud and debris. Again, no ceiling mounted light fixtures at all. Now this one does have a light switch, which I believe would turn on that light, but that's very minimal lighting for this room. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's not an abandoned place unless we find some toys. And lo and behold, we found a old stuffed candy cane or something, or an elf.
That's an awesome door.
Yeah. Now look at the closet door. This one's pretty thick itself. Not as thick as the other one. Well, 2 fingers thick. And it's just shedding. We even have some initials in here on the wall. And they even have a little bench in here in the closet. Okay, so this is most of the first floor. That door out there just goes to the outside, which we'll show later. It is a pretty nice back porch area. And there's a lot of property here too. We're going to show what I believe is a playground about 100 yards away from here. That'll be towards the end of the video. But we're going to head upstairs right now. Alright, before we head upstairs, we discovered 2 more rooms over here, so we're going to check these out really quick. This one looks like a main bathroom. This one's a little more semi-modern with the tile floor. Looks like somebody maybe eating in here. I don't know what could have been in there. Okay, so somebody stole the pipes out for this one. The copper. But we got the bar soap and some older fluorescent fixture. It's a pretty neat light cover there. Is that the basement? Yeah. Okay, so that goes down to the basement. Okay, this is right next to the bathroom. We can't get in here. It's sealed up. Looks like it was a door at one point, but they kind of nailed it shut. All right, let's make our way upstairs. Oh, we got some bad rot here. I mentioned earlier this place is in good shape, but you can see there's areas of it that are pretty bad. And this is a look at what's below it. So we got a steel door up here. That's a padlock on the outside of it.
It's got like 20 degrees out.
Yeah, much hotter up here too. Okay, I'm just going to try and soak this in and give you my thoughts on it. This does resemble like a hotel, just the number of rooms that are here. We got rooms connecting to rooms, and just more rooms down there. Okay, so that's the stairwell we came up. We're gonna start closest one and check this one out. Room 10, Minister's Lodge. Oh, wow. Okay, so some good and bad points here. And bad, Windows completely open, so anything could come in here. The good is it's a pretty neat design. The room is shaped like the shape of the roof. So a lot of angles here. But it looks like you'd be able to walk right onto that porch if you wanted to. Although, wouldn't recommend it. It is rotted right now. This old shag carpeting. And up here we have some overhead lighting, as well as the old smoke detector. Very hot and humid up here. It's probably over 100 degrees right now in this room.
That's pretty neat.
And we have a crawl space. Let's see if we get a peek. It doesn't go anywhere, but it's a neat little like cubby hole. Don't quote me on this, but I believe this is cedar lined. I believe I misquoted it as a hardwood closet in the one video I made. And I probably received 50 comments saying it was cedar. But my look, this probably isn't cedar, but if it is, then maybe I'll be right for once. Okay, so that was room 10. We just closed the door. We're going to leave it the way we found it. Now we'll check room 11. This is bigger and nicer in here. These windows are pretty neat. They're partially broken, but those look like they open up as doors and you can walk right out. More shag carpeting, more wood paneling. And this one has a little bit nicer light fixture. And let's see, what's this? That's sealed up. So that's windows that were originally busted open that they did seal. And we have another little crawl space in here. A little bit bigger. Some coat hooks and doesn't go anywhere, but it's kind of exposed in here. There's a lot of insulation on the floor. Probably animals were in here. Did find this old Sesame Street book on the floor. It has a name to it, I'm not going to show it. And pretty large light bulb. It's pretty good size. Okay, so that was a look at room 11, and we're going to continue forward. Don't mind me like usual, I'm covered in sweat, but it's so hot up here, it's unbelievable. But let's see, we got right now, this is room 8, so I'll flip the camera around and we'll check this out. Okay, so here's room 8, very similar to the other ones. They're all angled with the shape of the roof. That's a tiny door. It's only maybe 6 feet tall. Skinny too. Looks like each room had ample closet space, which is, I guess, a good thing. It's probably part of the original architecture of this house. A lot of radiator covers, but
No radiator.
no radiator. It's like someone snatched them up. This one connects almost like a hotel room with 2 adjoining doors. And this doesn't look so good here. This wall's starting to fall down and it's all full of, looks like sheetrock and wood and other kinds of crap. And this is room 13, lucky number 13.
Actually, it says 9 up here.
It says 9 above it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that room, this room is number 8. But the door number is ripped off. Outside of this room it says number 9,
9.
but the door says 13, so it looks like they kind of renumber them. There's another closet. There's a lot of rooms and closets, so I'm going to try and speed this up a little bit. This says room 7, but the door says 15, so looks like it even had locks on the outside to like maybe lock someone in. This room's a little more extensive, a little bit larger. Some built-in shelving in that closet. Some various items on the ground here. Looks like we have a woman's boot and some lampshades. Numerous lampshades. And a bulletin board and multiple closets. This one's definitely falling apart. Okay, so now we got a set of steps outside this room that looks like they head downstairs, maybe to the outside. Let's see if I can check it out without getting in any trouble here with walking on the floor. Okay, it looks like it goes down to the outside. I believe, looks like there's a door down there on the right. But you can see we got some huge spider webs right in front of me here. So, I'm not going to go down these steps, but let's see if we can find that downstairs. I didn't even notice it. It looks like we got some maybe oil paintings or something.
He's got them matted over in the bowl.
Yeah. And that's some type of scene somewhere with maybe a canal. They look pretty old. It's no wonder why it's so hot up here. The temperature's cranked all the way up to 80. That was a bad joke. Okay. Camp Dev Coordinator's Lodge. This is, we're getting into some more decay and destruction here. That's exposed right to the outside. We've got some material falling from the ceiling. There's a little bit of a breeze that feels good. And there's another little crawl space. Some, it's like bingo numbers or something on the ground there. Now the one weird thing about this house, it actually sits alongside, how many other houses? 2 or 3?
4 total.
4 total, but we believe one of them is still active and someone living in them. These 3 houses are all within a few hundred feet of each other. If we're able to, we're going to film the other ones as well, if we're able to access them without any trouble. But the property around these houses is being somewhat maintained. It looks like the grass has been mowed somewhat recently. So I don't know if this is still part of some type of organization. I want to call it a cult. That's probably not the proper name for it, but that's what it resembles. But I'm thinking maybe they kind of just downgraded to one house and someone's still maintaining the property of these ones. Now on the outside of the house, there was no sign saying keep out or private property. It was just partially boarded up and looks like it was ripped open a long time ago. And as you can see, it's clearly abandoned. The house has lots of decay, mold, and it's just slowly falling apart. Okay, last but not least, we're going to head down to the basement. I'm not looking forward to this part because I already saw the mold in the other stairwell. Does feel cooler though, that's a good thing. So far it looks like it's a finished basement. Wow, this is pretty big down here.
Oh my god, is that cool?
Yeah, it's probably 25 degrees cooler. Okay, so some points just off the top of my head here. It's much cooler, which is a relief for us. This is a finished basement with, looks like a kitchen down here. But it is really full of mold. We're going to try and keep it brief down here so we don't breathe too much of it in. Yeah, looks like we have a little dead bird on the ground there. This was a padlocked room. Looks like maybe this is where the furnace was. We do have this nice little archway that leads into the kitchen. This is a very large kitchen. We got these curved countertops and cabinets. I mean, it's nothing modern or exquisite, but it's pretty neat though. There's some artificial brick. This was definitely the grill area. You can see they have the vent hoods and stuff, and the gas lines are still there. It's much larger down here than I was expecting. I mean, obviously it's the same size as the house, but the way it's arranged down here makes it look much larger. Got a center island. Tons of cabinet space. Still got some utensils in there, plastic. Now look at over there, how far it goes. We didn't even get over that way yet. I said commercial coolers. Hot water main shut off. Looks like they had a keypad of sorts down here. Okay, we're on the back porch now, on the exterior part of the basement. And we have a golf bag, golf club, some old tools, and a busted out back door. So we've got lots of coolers down here. So I guess we're feeding lots of people to have this large of a kitchen. So we have another maybe pantry area. Wow, there's just room after room. Like I said, this definitely seems larger than I was expecting. Looks like there was a fireplace maybe at one point. That's the chimney part of it to clean it out. NFIB member. More of this wood paneling. Ooh, these floors aren't too good. Here's the switches I was telling you about. And older 2-prong light outlets. Some various stuff laying on the ground. Got a big chested cooler, deep freeze cooler.
Asbestos.
This part's pretty neat. It's like a little corner area where they maybe would have prepped food and waiters or someone would have taken it out to the guests. It's a neat little corner area here with some shelving. Lots of storage in this house. I've never seen a house with so many closets and crawl spaces. Lots of mold. And here's another built-in shelving. Looks like maybe this was possibly a fireplace. At one point maybe, I don't know. And here we have like another arched entryway there. So we're gonna cut through. That's the stairwell that we walked past before. Oh God. Floor was sinking below me. I felt like I was on the Titanic. This is like more like a den area. This is a little more fancier. I do like these curved shelves in the corner here. I don't know what type of wood that is. Maybe oak or something. Pretty nice though. You can see it's just clearly falling apart.
Asbestos.
Yeah. I don't know what date they stopped using asbestos, but this house is lined with it in these pipes. So it's going to be maybe a hint as to the age of this house. But overall, this is pretty neat down here. It's much larger, and again, looks like they were feeding lots of people with the amount of kitchen space they have here. And it was somewhat commercialized. They had probably some pretty big grills and ovens there. And we saw those several big walk-in coolers. Pretty awesome though. I didn't expect to find this in this place. Even though there's no furniture or possessions really, I mean very minor stuff, it's still really cool to see the inside of this place. Just gives you a good idea to try to imagine how it used to look, how people used to live. Okay, this looks like it was maybe a old coal room or something, coal furnace. Oh, these old bottles. Okay, so that's where this came from. There's like a little platform we had to climb up and over. This reminds me of almost like a wine cellar down here. Yeah, some old 7-Up bottles. It says return for deposit. Crystal Club Beverages, Scranton, PA. We're not in Scranton, but we're not too far away from it. Do you think there's any dates on these? It's not too terribly old. They got barcodes on them. This like maybe it was a wine cellar or maybe a coal room at one time. If it had a coal furnace. And there's a
Velcro light.
soccer ball and some other various items on the floor. Okay, we're going to make our way back through there and we're going to wrap up the video. So, alright, one more room we missed. This is just off to the left of that room with old 7-Up bottles. And this looks like a type of storage or pantry. The old, not old, but used swimming pool. But there is an older scale here. This floor is like damp and squishy. It's weird. I can actually see my breath. Detecto. Doesn't work anymore. It's probably rusted. There's a pool pump over there. And it's like a box spring on the bottom here. Okay, we're currently making our way back upstairs to the sweat house. But we're going to head outside and show you more of the exterior of the house, and if I'm able to, that playground that's not too far away from here. So we're going to venture outside and head towards the back of the house. Okay, it just started raining outside, so I'm going to keep this brief. But here's a side look at the house. You see the 2 chimneys that it has. Looks like it has a commercial vent for cooking there. Okay, and here's a pretty cool looking spot here at the back of the house. It has a stone walkway leading to that door that we saw inside that was closed. And that's the basement door that we showed that was busted out the window, but this is pretty nice. Stone pillars, stone walls, stone steps. Fortunately, the wooden roof is rotting, but the rest of it's very much intact. I guarantee this was a beautiful home at one point, but it obviously changed from its original form since they moved in here and did what they did with it. Okay, so there's a look at the house. As you can see, there's lots of property here. Someone is maintaining the grass, but we don't know who. There's no visible signs of anyone being at this residence here. But it looks like it has the remains of a volleyball net. Off in that corner is a fence there. Looks like a dugout for a baseball field. And here we have a really old playground. Believe it or not, it still works. That's an old style merry-go-round. You'd sit on it and hold onto this bar. The newer modern ones have a solid platform. You'd stand on it and hold onto the bars. That's pretty neat though. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. And we have some kind of court here, maybe hopscotch or shuffleboard maybe. And teeter-totter. And no playground isn't complete without a swing set. Right behind it there is a sliding board. It's tipped over on its side, but it looks like it's a pretty good size one. It's kind of baffling that someone's still maintaining this grass, even though the house is clearly falling apart. But I don't know, maybe it's a former owner who moved nearby, or maybe a farmer in the area, or possibly maybe it's even being listed for sale and they want to make the property look a little better. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching today. This house was definitely, I'd say, top 5 of the best abandoned houses that I filmed. The stone fireplaces, stone walkway behind it, the interior design of it, even though you can't really tell it was much of a house now. Let's say we're taking pictures. Yep. Yeah. We're down here. Alright everyone, this video is going to end a little bit differently than normal. As you saw, I was doing my outro down near the playground there, and in the middle of it, a vehicle started coming down the road, and we ended up having to cut it short basically. The gentleman stopped, he saw our vehicle there and started questioning us what we were doing, and we basically just tried to play it off like we're just taking photos. We like abandoned things that look pretty neat. He's asking basic questions like, well, where you're from, where you're inside. I'm like, no, we're just taking pictures. Long story short, we had a long conversation with him. We learned some stuff about the area, about the property, and it turned out to be productive that he stopped, because he told us that that house, as well as 3 other houses, sits on over 100 acres. It's owned by a church, but further up the road there's actually a music venue that rents the property. That's where he was coming from. Now, the information that was on the house with the church thing, I'm not going to share it with you guys, but I will use it to my advantage to research it. So I'll try and get some dates for you as far as when it may have opened, when it may have closed. What we saw inside on those flyers was 2007 as something being advertised for that location. So maybe it'll line up with that, maybe it won't, but I'll try and do my best to find out and share it with you guys. But that's going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. The house itself was really awesome. I really love the stone architecture to it. The rear portion with that walkway was pretty awesome. Sadly, the house is obviously falling apart. It's seen much better days, but what the future holds, I don't know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already done so, check out my description. I have a link to my t-shirt shop as well as my Patreon page, and you can check those out down below. Lastly, make sure you subscribe to my channel, ring that notification bell, and that way you'll be alerted every time I upload a new video. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Also, don't forget to check the... What the f***? Lastly, make sure you get... So that was room 10. We're going to shut the door behind us and find it the way we left it. Find it the way we left it.